It's The Log. I'm Charles Bursell, and this is our very special Halloween program. I invited you here tonight so that together we may partake in the annual rites of lifting the veil, to welcome the darkness, conjure the supernatural, and commune with the dead, to feast, dance, and sing in the Samhain traditions of my ancient Celt ancestors of Northern Europe. Perhaps your ancestors created the Egungun Festival of Africa, or the Feast of Hungry Ghosts in China, Dia de los Muertos in Mexico, or any one of many festivals of the dead around the globe. Costumes and disguises are central to all of these celebrations. The legend is that they protect us from uninvited spirits that might do us harm. But I think the costume serves an even greater purpose. By wearing our masks and by taking on the persona of our choice, we actually are able, in a way, to reveal our truer selves. Because we have shed, at least for one night, the masks we wear constantly in our worldly lives. Think of the freedom, the liberation of encountering a person at a costume party when both of your identities are hidden. If we are to seek beyond our own plane, we must do it as our truest selves. We must leave behind the masks and deceits of our workaday toil and trivial entertainments. On this night, we invite the unknown in to share our usually timid dimension where fear rules us. This night is our annual opportunity to turn the table on fear. Instead of fear ruling us, we rule it. To face down what we most fear. To not only face the fear, but to embrace the fear. And our fondest desire. I believe that our deepest, darkest fear and our deepest, darkest desire are one and the same. So please do come in. Allow me to take your hat and coat. Your wrap is cold and damp from the harsh conditions. Come with me to the fire and warm yourself. I noticed that... Oh, excuse me. There's the door.
Hey, Charles Bursell.
Oh, hi, Chucky Bucky. We're just getting started.
Am I the first one here?
Yeah. It's our big Halloween special. Our Samhain special.
Samhain?
Samhain, yeah. That's the Celtic thing. The Celtic day on the calendar.
Oh, right. Sure, okay.
So this is your costume?
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know. What do you?
Go ahead, guess who I am.
All right, let's see here. You got the little salt and pepper little beard there, and suit and tie. I don't know.
I'm Jordan Peterson.
Oh, all right.
He's the scariest thing I know. So Halloween's supposed to dress scary, so I dressed as the scariest thing I know. Jordan Peterson.
Oh, okay. All right. So how's it going, Chucky Bucky?
It's crazy out there. Oh my goodness. Oh, all the trick-or-treaters are out, and of course with their parents.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful because, drivers are crazy. Even on Halloween, gosh almighty, I wish they'd be more careful.
Yeah, drivers are crazy, I know.
Right?
I swear to God, I'm scared to drive these days.
I know what you're saying, me too, and it's really just getting so bad out there. Yeah, that's one of my biggest fears, is getting behind the wheel of my car these days. Who needs that anyway?
Well, we were just talking about our greatest fears.
Yeah, I was listening. I had my earbuds in there. I was listening to the first part of the show while I was walking up the sidewalk there. Sure. Oh, and your greatest fear is your greatest desire. That's an interesting little notion you got there.
Yeah, I think before the end of the show, it's my goal to discover my greatest fear and my greatest desire.
Oh, I don't know there. Be careful what you wish for.
So, Chucky Bucky, what's your greatest fear?
My greatest fear, geez, I don't know. Like I said, these days driving, I don't even like to drive. I'm scared to drive. So would that mean that's my greatest desire, is to be a driver and to tool around like the bad drivers?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe your secret desire is that you want to be one of them. You want to just tear through red lights, and you want to speed, and you want to weave in between the lanes, and you want to be that guy.
Maybe so. They've got a lot of confidence, at least those guys. Of course, they're terrible. They're terrible people, and they should be stopped. But okay. So I don't know. But that's silly to be greatest fear. I think everyone's greatest fear. I think it's a universal thing. I think death is the greatest fear. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Death is the greatest fear from everybody. That's what this is all about. The whole Halloween and, like you see, the Samhain and the other celebrations. It's all about Festival of the Dead, and, like you see, lifting the veil and communing with, welcoming them and all of that. And it's the time of year. It's that one like magical, scary night of the year when the living and the dead share the same dimension. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. So death is our greatest fear. I mean, I suppose you could be right about that. But then, how about my theory of it being your greatest desire as well?
Well, geez, I don't know. Maybe it blows up your theory, unless you think, okay, well, put it this way. Maybe you're true. You take it back to the kind of the biblical motif of Adam and Eve. Their greatest desire was what? Their greatest desire was knowledge, right? The tree of knowledge. And then, you get the story of the serpent and eating the apple from the tree of knowledge and all that. So maybe your theory holds true then, because if your greatest fear is death, but your greatest desire is knowledge, well, then they kind of go hand in hand, right? Because you can't know anything until you die.
Okay.
At least in that tradition, in that way of thinking, in that school of thought.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good. Yeah. Our greatest fear is death, and our greatest desire is knowledge. And you can't know until you die. We don't know what happens after we die. I mean, there's a lot we can know. There's so much to know and so much to learn in the world, so much to experience.
Oh, sure.
But that's the one thing it's impossible to know. The great question.
Right.
Where we come from, where we go, what's the meaning of it all. And death is the only way to find that out.
Sure. So there you go. I think we're onto something here. Okay, then. So, anyway, you got anything to eat around here?
Yeah, there's some Halloween candy over there in the bowls.
What? Oh my goodness, you got candy corn? Are you crazy?
I like candy corn.
No, you don't. Nobody likes candy corn.
I'm sorry. I think it's just a holdover from childhood. It's if the world started over today and nobody ever heard of candy corn and it was invented for the first time and they put it out on the table, yes, I'd probably be disgusted by it. But it's a carryover from childhood, I think, is what that is.
Well, Okay. Oh, that makes sense. All right.
Chucky Bucky here with us. It's the log, our special Halloween special.
So anyway, happy Halloween and happy Samhain. And I noticed you got the place all dark and spooky a little bit here. You got the candles, and I like what you've kind of decorated here.
Thanks. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. There's the door.
Trick or treat.
Oh, look at you guys. Okay, here, Chucky Bucky, bring the candy over here. We got some trick-or-treaters.
Okay.
Well, look at you two. Okay, this is Chucky Bucky. Look at this. This is pretty funny. Okay, so you are, well, here, let me describe the costume. So you guys are what, like 6, 7 years old, something like that? One of them has, he's wearing a frame hanging around his neck that covers the whole front of his body. And he's got a shirt with the Van Gogh's Starry Night on it. So he's the painting Starry Night. And are you his brother? Okay. His brother is dressed as Van Gogh. You're holding a brush and a palette. And, of course, you got the wig and the beard. And he's Van Gogh. Even the bandage around the ear. Pretty good. Pretty good. Do you guys know who you're dressed as?
No, not really.
Was this your idea?
No.
Was it your parents' idea?
Yeah.
So this was your parents' idea.
Yeah.
What did you guys want to be?
We wanted to be superheroes.
But your parents thought this was clever.
I guess.
Well, it is clever.
Except he's got the bandage on the wrong ear.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Van Gogh cut his left ear. You got the bandage on the right ear.
Here's some candy for you.
They're so clever, they should get that right.
Oh, and here's one of these for each of your little baskets here too. It's a voter registration. Yeah, just make sure your parents get that.
Well, you're handing out hey, that's a good idea. You're handing out voter registrations with all the candy. Eh? Good idea. I like that.
All right. Have fun, kids. Wow. They looked miserable.
Yeah, they did. What's the deal with that?
You know, if you're going to be clever with your kids' costumes, maybe let them in on the joke. Maybe it's something they should enjoy as well.
Yeah, and get the right ear.
They looked kind of...
miserable.
Yeah, they looked kind of miserable.
Unhappy.
Okay, note to parents. If you're using your kids' Halloween costumes to show how clever you are, make sure they're in on the joke and it's something that they can enjoy as well.
And get the right ear.
Oh, there's the door again. Hey, Uncle Chuck. Well, hello there, Charles Versal. Hey, Chucky Bucky. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
It's the greatest night of the year. Everybody loves it.
Sure we do. Hey, how you doing there, Uncle Chuck?
Come on in, Uncle Chuck. It's cold out there, huh? It sure is. Oh, my goodness. It's cold and windy. There's a little drizzle and yeah, lots of folks out, trick-or-treaters. It's a blustery late October night for sure. That's right. It's a good weather. Good Halloween weather. Well, Uncle Chuck, come on in. Make yourself at home. Have some candy. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
So, you're dressed as a zombie, huh, Uncle Chuck?
Well, yes, but not just any zombie. Take a closer look. All right, let's see here. Well, you got red shoes. That's the first thing I noticed. Yep, got the red shoes.
And your hair is kind of unkempt. And you got the those glasses. What do you call those glasses?
Oh, yeah, tortoise shell glass. You got tortoise shell glasses.
Tortoiseshell.
An ill-fitting suit and tie. That's well, I'm Garrison Keillor. Oh, yeah, you are. Look at you.
You're zombie Garrison Keillor. Nice. That's pretty good. Okay, then.
All right, good costume, Uncle Chuck.
Yeah, pretty good.
Chucky Bucky and I were talking about our greatest fears. You know, this is the kind of night where we want to face our fear, right? Sure. My greatest fear. Well, Jill, that's a good question. I'll think about that for a minute. What's my greatest fear? It used to be getting old, but now that I'm old, I'm not scared of it at all. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm happier every year I live, and so that's not that. I'm not afraid of that. I used to be afraid of being alone, and that's completely turned on its head. I love being alone. It's kind of wonderful. I like living the bachelor life and having, my own place to live without anybody horning in on my lifestyle. It's actually pretty nice. So I'm not afraid of being old. I'm not afraid of living alone. I don't know. You'll have to get back to me on this. I guess I'm living kind of a fearless life currently. That might sound a little naive on my part that I'm not scared of anything. No, if you're not scared of anything, that's fine.
Oh, but then that means he doesn't have any desires.
What's that?
We're saying how your greatest fear is also your greatest desire.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, knock on the door. There's a bell. You can ring the bell. Maybe they're too short to ring the bell. Whoa!
Oh my!
Now there's a
Whoa,
costume.
yes.
Oh, that is scary. Talk about my greatest fear in the world. This is pretty good. It's the My Pillow guy. Hi, what's your name?
Jimmy,
And who are you?
I'm the My Pillow guy.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, let me describe this. He's got a dark toupee and a mustache and blue satin pajamas, complete with, and he's even wearing the little cross around his neck, and you're hugging a pillow. Yeah, it's the My Pillow guy. That is frightening. Maybe that's my greatest fear. We were we're trying to decide what our greatest fear is. The My Pillow guy.
Oh, My Pillow.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. When he comes on the TV, I literally leap for the remote.
Oh, me too.
I think he is, the My Pillow guy. There's something about him.
Nothing worse.
He's pure evil.
Absolutely. You guys have hit it right. That's a perfect costume for Halloween night when we're facing our fears and our worst nightmares. A horror show. The My Pillow guy. You nailed it, little boy. That's pretty good. Okay, here's some candy. Here, don't forget a voter registration. Give this to your parents. Here, I'll give you 2. I'll give you 3. And all the adults in your life. Here's another one. All the adults in your life, give them the voter registration. Tell them they have to vote. Okay. You don't really have to tell them. They'll find the registration card when they steal your Halloween candy. All right. See you, My Pillow guy. Well, that was scary. That was frightening. It's the Log Halloween Special. I'm Charles Purcell. I'm here with Chucky Bucky and Uncle Chuck. I do really encourage you to take off that mask of everyday life, to put on the mask of your choice, and to find a way, either just through personal thought and reflection or through the rituals of these long-standing celebrations, the altars of the Mexican Day of the Dead, however you think you can achieve that lifting of the veil, honoring the dead, and in a way communing with them. So however you think you can achieve it, and if you can take this one night of the year as kind of a launching pad, if you will, where you can kind of make this happen, to face down your fears and to invite them in. And in whatever manner you choose, to mock them, to embrace them. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful holiday. There are lots of holidays throughout the year. They all have their different meanings. This is the one that's most intriguing. It's kind of beautiful. And it's dark. Talking about fear and desire being one and the same. I sometimes think of the idea of just being bad, you know? I love film noir. I love the darkness, the slinking around, in a trench coat, dealing with nefarious people, going down to the dock and having a secret meeting. I just love the whole kind of notion of it. I love the feel of it. Doing things are edgy at best and maybe on the wrong side of the law. That's a fantasy of mine. It's something I'm afraid to do for very good reason. I've never been a lawbreaker, but that sort of desire to break taboos.
Sure, I hear what you're saying. I get it.
But we never act on those things, do we? No, for the most part, we don't. We don't act on them. And maybe we should. I hear what you're saying. Find a way you don't want to break the law. No, you don't want to, okay.
No.
But there are probably ways. This reminds me of a little story, being on the wrong side of the tracks. Of course, like every kid, I loved Halloween. I loved trick-or-treating. I had this orange plastic pumpkin candy bucket. I can picture it like it was yesterday. Just loved it. And I loved trick-or-treating. But then one year, it was the first year I did not go trick-or-treating. I was only about 8 years old, maybe 9. I was certainly young enough to be trick-or-treating. I wasn't too old, but my brother was 4 years older. So that made him, 12 or 13? And I guess he and his friends thought they were too old to do it. And so they spent the night with eggs and soap and doing that sort of thing. Egg, soap, and toilet paper. The staples of Halloween, right? Yeah, they soaped windows and they threw eggs and they papered trees and they had a great time. And I joined them. And I remember feeling such remorse and such regret. I never forgot that night. Because when it was all over, then the next morning and Halloween was over, I had no candy to show for my evening. I had guilt. Oh, the guilt. Because I was still, a good little Catholic kid. I believed all of it. And I believed that I had sinned. And I was afraid that we were going to get caught. Like a cop was going to come knocking on our door saying, "Were you the ones who soaped and egged the elementary school?" Oh, it was a terrible night.
And yet, I can tell just by the gleam in your eye, it was an experience you wouldn't trade for anything, is it?
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Chucky Bucky, maybe you got me there. Yes, sir. I think he's got you there.
Yep.
I think that's absolutely, it's the whole fear and desire thing again.
Yeah.
It's something you feared or something you were afraid to admit, somehow kind of on the wrong side of the tracks. And yet, there's a certain kind of thrill and satisfaction. Yeah, until I told the story out loud to you guys, I guess I really hadn't thought of that. Maybe that's true. Maybe so. Have you thought of your greatest fear yet, Uncle Chuck? I guess, it's a little cliche, but the greatest fear, of course, is dying. That's everybody's greatest fear.
Yeah, that's what we were saying before you came in. There it is. There's the universal fear. There's no getting around it. You just have to admit, if you're a human, that's your greatest fear, right?
Yeah, and that's why religion was invented, because then if you can convince yourself that death only means you're going to heaven, well, then, you can take that fear away. But I don't know if that works for anybody. Does anybody really? I suppose they do. If they're so kind of brainwashed to believe that, even on their deathbed, they believe it and it gives them peace.
I suppose. I don't know what the real truth is, but I'm guessing 99 out of 100 are still scared as hell when nobody wants to die.
Yes, I don't know what the truth is there, but I think we come to an agreement here. Yes, death, absolutely, death is the greatest. Is the greatest fear of all. Whoa, there's a knock on the door. Get the candy. It's probably another trick-or-treater. Whoa, you're
Oh my goodness,
man, that is quite a costume. Lord mercy, aren't you a little big for trick-or-treating? I'm not trick-or-treating. Oh, can I help you? I am death! Okay. No, really, I'm death. I'm not kidding. This is the real deal.
Holy crepes! Charles Purcell, I think he's telling the truth.
Yes, I think he is too. The room just got very, very cold, and my mind is reeling here. I can feel him in my bones. This is the real guy. Yes, I'm the real guy. I'm death. I'm death, I tell you.
Sure, he's got the big black hooded robe and the bony fingers and the scythe.
It's a scythe.
Scythe? Scythe? Scythe or scythe?
Scythe.
Well, whatever. And geez, he's like 7 feet tall. Holy cripes. This is the dude. This is the real deal here.
Are you scared? Yeah, I'm a little scared. Yeah, to tell you the truth, I guess I'm scared. Good. That's my job. Death! I am death!
Are you here for anybody in particular?
No, I'm just making the rounds. Halloween night. Like to get out, and get with the people, check in. Kind of a PR thing.
Whoa. So wait a minute. You can't be death because you're our greatest fear and the show's only half over. We can't come to this big discovery here at this point of the show. Yes, I guess that's right. I mean, ipso facto, if death is our greatest fear, then you must not be it because we got a half hour left in the show.
Well, I am death. And no, I'm not your greatest fear. I mean, come on. You live with death every day. Death is a part of life. There's your little Halloween lesson.
So we still have to discover our greatest fear.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
So, death, tell us.
Tell you what.
Well, the big secret. Where do we go when we die?
Oh, you know, I don't really know. It was way above my pay grade.
So you don't know where we go when we die? You take us there.
I just take you to the door. I'm a glorified doorman.
Oh, geez, that's disappointing. So, how's business?
Oh, it's pretty good. It's fine. You know, a little monotonous.
Well, I suppose people die in a lot of different ways. That must be fulfilling for you.
Yeah, I guess it's fun. We get around in the writer's room and try to come up with new ways for people to die.
You got a writer's room?
Oh, sure. I don't take full credit. No single entity could come up with such an endless array of death stories.
What are some of the more creative ways you've had people die?
Well, there was Louis III, King of France. He was only 18 years old, and he saw this girl run by on a horse that he fancied, so he quickly jumped on his horse and chased after her. He went through this large gate, and he hit his head, fractured his skull on a big beam over the gate. That's a silly way to go.
Chasing a girl, huh? Good for him. Yeah, that'll do it.
Say, I always wondered how many people die while having sex, because I'm thinking it's way more than reported. Oh, it's pretty much everybody. It's too much strain on the heart, but they never report it that way.
And do a lot of people die on the toilet?
No, not so much. It happens occasionally, but mostly it's sex. There was a fellow at the Condor Club in San Francisco. He died while having sex with his girlfriend. At the Condor Club, they were doing it on the piano, on a grand piano. And the piano was lowered from the ceiling by this hydraulic motor. And the guy, he accidentally activated the lifting mechanism, and it pinned him against the ceiling.
Did his girlfriend die too?
No. She survived the accident. But, yeah, while having sex, accidentally flipped the switch. The piano rises up to the ceiling, crushes the guy, and sure, that's a good way to go.
All right. Well, okay, death. So, death, you're not my greatest fear. We set out here to kind of discover and embrace and face our greatest fear, and if you're not it, I'm not sure what it is.
Well, we'll figure that out. Got any candy?
Got some candy corn there right next to you.
Oh, I love candy corn. Candy corn's the best.
Yeah, I figured you'd think that. Evil dude. Oh, more trick-or-treaters.
Trick or treat.
Oh, you look great.
Grandpa?
Well, little Billy.
Grandpa, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm not your grandpa, little Billy. I'm Uncle Chuck.
No, you're Grandpa.
No, Billy, you seem to have wandered into another dimension.
Oh. Okay. Got any candy?
Say, where's your dad? And who's this with you?
Oh, this is Baco.
Hey, Jake, how's it going? Well, hello, Baco, but I'm not Jake. I'm Uncle Chuck. You look just like Jake. You are Jake. No, you guys are in a different dimension. Oh, okay. So where's your dad, Billy?
He's working at the bookstore tonight. They're having their big Samhain party. You want to come?
Well, sure, let's go. Come on, everybody. There's a party down the street. Well, it's not down the street. It's in a different dimension. How do we do that? Death, can you help us do this? Can you get us to the party?
Hey, I'm not the ghost of Halloween future. This is not a Dickens book, you know.
I just figured you probably could do it.
Well, actually, I can. Yeah, all right, let's do it.
Scenes from a Perfect World. So this is 70 years in the future? It looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, pretty much. A little cleaner, maybe.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Grandpa. Check it out.
Well, hey, little Billy.
Hey, Billy. How was trick-or-treating? Thanks for taking it, Baco.
Oh, sure, man. We had a good time. Listen, Rod.
What's up?
Well, see these folks we brought in right here with us? Yeah? They're from another dimension. Oh, really? Oh, how about that? Another dimension. Well, that's fine.
Here, I'll introduce you. This is Uncle Chuck. Uncle Chuck, this is my grandpa.
Hello? Well, hello. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, really. Weird, right? And Chucky Bucky, this is Art Smart from Art Smart Start Mart.
Hello, pleased to meet you. Well, pleased to meet you too. Oh, what?
And Dad, this is Charles Purcell. This is my dad, Pat.
Well, hello, Pat. Hi, Charles Purcell.
And this is Death.
Hello.
Hello? It's okay, he's with us.
So, Billy, thanks for inviting us to your party.
You're welcome.
So, this is the future, huh? A perfect world. Things don't seem that much different, I guess.
Yeah.
I see you're eating your Halloween candy. You made quite a haul.
Want one?
Oh, thanks. I kind of figured that in a perfect world there'd be no sugar.
No sugar? That's crazy. Why wouldn't there be sugar?
Well, it's so bad for our health.
Only if you eat too much of it.
Well, we all seem to be pretty hooked on it. It's a real problem.
Hey, Grandpa, were you hooked on sugar when you were my age?
Well, sure I was. We all were. It was a real problem.
So how come we're not anymore?
Well, Billy, it wasn't so much the sugar itself, but the way it was sold to us. It was all about the money. Hey, Chucky Bucky, Uncle Chuck, check this out. Grandpa Jake is going to explain something to Billy.
Is it about money?
Of course.
Oh, I love this. Come on, let's go.
You see, Billy, big companies made billions of dollars selling us sugar by putting it in all the food.
You mean like candy?
No, I mean everything. They added sugar to ketchup, beer, yogurt, fruit juice, salad dressing, soup, cereal, canned vegetables, bread, you name it.
Why'd they do that?
Well, to make more money, of course. More sugar made the foods tastier and made them addictive, so we couldn't stop eating them. And the worst offenders were sugary soft drinks and energy drinks. They had us so hooked we were drinking several every day.
That's crazy. What's an energy drink?
Oh, that was a drink that was supposed to give you pep and energy. But one can of it had more sugar than you ought to have in a whole day.
Why did you need pep and energy? When I'm tired, I just take a little nap.
Well, you're right, Billy. In a perfect world, everybody has all the pep and energy they need because they eat healthy food and get plenty of sleep and exercise. And even when you do get tired during the day, well, you can just take a little nap because there's no boss yelling at you to get back on the line. People had to work really hard to pay the bills, so the pressure of life and work, well, it could get pretty bad. Made a lot of folks downright depressed. That's another reason we ate so much sugar. We used it as a drug to feel better.
A drug?
Well, not consciously maybe, but sugar, you see, raises dopamine levels in your brain. That's a natural chemical that gives you a really nice high. Problem is, though, like any drug, your brain develops a tolerance over time, and it takes more and more sugar to get the same high. And don't think the big companies didn't know it and take advantage. They were basically drug pushers. They knew exactly what they were doing, and the health consequences were catastrophic.
Wow, Charles Purcell. Your world sure is f***ed up.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, you know, we really should be getting back. We got trick-or-treaters to take care of.
Oh, that's right.
Say, would you like to all come along with us?
Sure, that'd be great. Come on, join us.
Well, gee, I don't know. You sure it's all right? Yeah, we'd love to have you. Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Okay, so come on, Billy. Grandpa. Hey, Baco. Art, Smart. We're going to the radio party.
Oh, good. Cool, man. All right, that sounds okay then. Let's go.
So what do you say, Death? Can you beam us over? Again, this is really not my thing.
Oh, come on. You know you could do it.
All right.
It's The Log, Halloween special. I'm Charles Purcell. welcome everybody. This is the new Arts and Media Studios.
Oh, nice.
It smells funny,
Billy, that's rude.
but it does.
Well, sure it does, but
Oh, yeah, it does. I remember this smell. Billy, it's because, well, there's chemicals everywhere. They got plastics and chemicals in the furniture and in the carpeting and in the paint, and oh my goodness. Yeah, brings me back. Yeah, I remember this smell.
Is it gonna kill us?
no, Billy, don't worry about that. We can be here for a little while.
That's right. It takes time and exposure for it to hurt you. No harm.
Okay then.
Hey, man, look at all the old-fashioned radio equipment. That's pretty cool, man.
Oh, and I like how you got it all spooky and dark and, with the candles and, whoa, this is great.
Thanks.
Well, now we've got ourselves a party. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
Say, Pat, did you bring your guitar? No, Dad.
Oh, that's okay. We got lots of guitars. Here, just pick one out. Here's our musical director, Peter Donalds. He'll fix you up good. Here, get him a guitar.
Hey, man, Baco.
Peter Donalds, nice to meet you.
Oh, Peter, you been here the whole time? Who do you think's been playing the piano? Oh, great. Well, fire up the music, boys.
Yeah, let's go, guys. Okay. All right, then. Yes, sir.
Now we've got a party going. Let's dance.
Go, Grandpa! Go, Grandpa!
That old guy can dance.
What's the matter, Uncle Chuck? Well, we sure got a sausage party going here. How come there are never any women on your show?
I can't really do women's voices. I've tried. It's terrible.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you're right about that.
All right, here we go. Hey, somebody take a verse. Uncle Chuck, take a verse. Here comes, come around to you.
All right, then. Every year on Halloween, we have so much fun. I hate candy corn, right down to the very last one. If you eat them, you're crazy. But don't be lazy. Go out and trick or treat. Get all you have. Eat all the candy and you get it from the man down the street who smells kind of funny and has bad feet. There you go. All right, who's next?
Take a verse, Chucky.
Okay, then. I'm not scared of anything. No, I'm not scared of ghosts or witches or goblins or zombies or anybody. I'm not even scared of death. You can I'll just laugh in your eye, Death.
Ho, 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 ho. Laugh in my eye, will you? Ho, 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 ho.
All right, Death, here, you take a verse. Ready? Here it comes. Okay, Death.
There's no escaping me, especially on Halloween. I'll scare the pants off you, and then we'll make you scream. We'll have some candy and some fun, but in the end, you're done.
Okay, that's pretty good. All right, really good. Oh, who's got it? Baco. Okay.
But I've never seen anybody having so much fun as we are tonight on Halloween. Gonna make you scream. Oh, it's quite a scene. We're singing on Halloween. Woo!
Can I do one?
Of course, everybody can do one. We're taking turns here. Ladies and gentlemen, from Art Smart's Dart Mart, the music stylings of Art Smart.
Last Halloween, I went down to the... I missed it. I go back.
We can't go back. Here, it's coming around again. Here, try it again.
Okay. Last Halloween, I went out to the cemetery. Oh my goodness, it was really, really scary. I saw some ghosts and some goblins and some witches, and it got hairy.
All right, good. Very good. Who's up next? Let's see. Little Billy. You want to take one, Little Billy?
Oh, I don't know. Okay. I went out trick-or-treating tonight, and I found myself in a whole different dimension, which is pretty cool, and I'm happy to be here, so thanks, everybody.
Well, thank you. What a nice, polite kid. Hey, Uncle Chuck, do your trombone impression.
Oh, okay, sure.
Oh my goodness. Baco, take a verse, Baco.
like Halloween more than any holiday in the season. And I think if you want to hear a reason, because it's the time we can all be bad and naughty and not feel guilty.
Hey, he kind of sounded like Tom Waits there at the end. Oh, you know, he does a Tom Waits impression. Hey, Baco, do your Tom Waits impression.
Okay, man, here goes. I never said that it was gonna be Halloween tonight. Boy, it's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna put on a big old fright. I'm gonna wear my costume, my mask, and you're gonna see my baby tonight. I love it. Gonna have some candy corn, some Twix, and some Snickers and Reese's bar. You're gonna love it again.
Oh, that was great, man. He does Tom Waits. Oh, we fool around with that all the time. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, who's next?
Sing a verse, Grandpa.
Oh, Mother Mercy. Halloween. Gonna make you scream. Gonna wear a frightening mask. All I ask is that you give me some candy corn. Maybe little porn. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. We're in another dimension. It was never my intention to be in another dimension for Halloween this year, but it sure is fun. We're having a good time, aren't we, son? Hey, let me hear that trombone again. Come over here. I want to hear some more of that trombone. Okay? It's our Halloween Spooktacular special. And I hope you're having a good time. What rhymes with special? I'm not scared of anything, including death and even anybody. Yeah! I don't know. What do you think? That was good. Okay, thanks everybody. Very good. Hey everybody, knock on the door. Trick-or-treaters.
Trick or treat.
Hey, nice costume. Hey, look, Death, it's you. It's Death Jr.
Oh, no. Hello, son.
Hello, Father.
Wait a minute, this really is your son?
Yes, this is Death Jr. He's been out gathering souls.
Oh, that's interesting. So your son is going to take over the business for you?
Oh, not exactly. He's got his own thing going.
His own thing?
Yeah, you think I'm bad? Oh, Death Jr., you don't want to mess with Death Jr.
He looks harmless to me.
Oh, no, he's evil, man. He's a bad seed.
Oh, Father, your words of encouragement and support mean so much to me.
Well, what makes him so bad?
This kid is the worst. I just take souls, right? When you die. He takes your soul before you die. He makes you forget your dreams, your creativity, your sensitivity, your empathy, your compassion. He takes it all away. He makes you forget the world as it could be and tricks you into becoming a cog, a consumer, a happy dolt that works at Walmart and plays pub trivia every Monday night.
Oh, that does sound pretty bad.
So, Junior, are you having a good night collecting souls this year? Making a haul, as they say?
Oh, yes, Father. I've got millions. All of them right here in my little plastic pumpkin bucket.
Hey, he's got a plastic pumpkin candy bucket just like mine when I was a little kid. It's the exact same one.
You think that's a coincidence, Charles Purcell?
You mean,
Uh-oh. Trick or treat, Charles Purcell.
So go ahead, just give him some candy and you got nothing to worry about.
Oh, no. Candy's not the treat I want.
Well, what do you want?
Give me your soul right now, Charles Purcell, or it's tricks for you.
Well, I'm not going to give you my soul. That's not going to happen. You can have all the candy corn you want, but you're not going to have my soul.
All right. It's tricks then.
Here we go.
I'm keeping my soul. What can he do?
I'm gonna grant you your wish. Before this show is over, you're gonna face your deepest fear and accept it as your deepest desire.
So, is that it then?
That's it for now, Charles Purcell.
It's The Log, Halloween special. I'm Charles Purcell. And now, accompanied by our musical director Peter Donalds, a poem by Uncle Chuck. Taffy apples, cold dark nights, witches' brooms and spectres' flights, welcoming whate'er we dread on the altar of the dead. Summon now your inner fear, the icy grasp, that which holds dear the memories of dreams so fair within your very worst nightmare. No, I can't. I won't, says he who clings to comfortable ennui. Warming fire and children's games cannot ward off the chilling names of madmen conjuring dark magic, manifesting frights of tragic scenes of murder. Mayhem's bride runs dark with blood of flesh and hide. Sacrificed upon the altar, beasts that crawl or fly, but falter at the hands of cruelest men, who live to die. They kill again. Samhain, lift our deep dark veil. Reveal to us the curdling wail of those who left us long ago. Their cries are ours. At last, we know. Hey, anybody have some scary stories to tell?
Oh, I got one. Okay, ready, everybody? All right, so there's this couple, right? And they're out, in their car, out kind of in the woods, in their kind of, like necking and stuff. And they hear on the radio that there's an escaped mad person from the, the nearby crazy house, right? And he's got a hook for a hand.
Oh, man,
and,
not that old story.
Everybody knows this story.
that one.
Chucky Bucky.
Chucky,
He winds up
come
getting
on.
murdered, and then they find the hook on the car. And come on.
Chucky Bucky.
Well, I don't know. That's the only one I know.
Now let's hear something good. Anybody got anything? Somebody must have a good ghost story here.
I think I got one.
Okay, Baco, let's hear it. Billy, flip the light switch there. We'll make it nice and dark in here. Okay, Baco, tell us a ghost story.
Okay, everybody gather around now. Many years ago, right here in this neighborhood of River West, was an old house. And in its day, it was a beautiful house. Everybody admired it. And the old man who owned it, he took really good care of it. He was a friend to everyone. Old Jasper, they called him. Well, one day Jasper was out trimming his hedges in the front lawn. It was the last trim of the season, October. The sun was already setting pretty early in the evening. The leaves were already flying around the neighborhood. And old Jasper was doing one last little yard cleanup before the snows. No one knows what happened to Jasper that day. For some reason, the shears he was using to clip his hedges, the heavy, sharp shears, took on a mind of their own. People who witnessed the event said old Jasper seemed helpless. the shears would whack and whack and whack at the shrubbery, and then to the next shrub and the next, and the trees. And they went wild, haphazardly, chopping off little branches and limbs on poor innocent plants and trees, while Jasper helplessly clung to the handles, trying to stop it. And then he was trying to let go, but he couldn't. People who tell the story tell how Jasper was crying out in anguish, "Help me! Help me! Stop this madness!" But the shears continued until they literally lifted Jasper right off of his feet. As the shears continued to clap, 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 chopping off branches of trees, Jasper continued to cry in anguish. His neighbors watched helplessly. They tried themselves to reach him, to help him, but when they did, the shears would attack the people. One man had his finger chopped off. Another man nearly lost an eye. Another his nose. Unable to help old Jasper, most of them fled, fearing for their own safety. Many police officers had now gathered, and officials from the town, and all they could do was watch. What shall we do? By this time, Jasper is literally flying from tree to tree and house to house, and the magical shears are now cutting not just branches. They're flying into people's windows, breaking the windows. They're flying up to telephone lines and power lines and cutting them, causing sparks and fires. The police finally decide, after hours of helplessly watching, that they had no choice. The chief of police gave the order, and the policemen drew their guns. They would have to shoot him down. "Try not to kill old Jasper," he said. "But this must end." But the neighbors argued, "It's not Jasper. It's the crazy mad shears who have come to life." "I don't know what else to do," said the chief of police. All of the police were tense. They were gripped in fear at this spectacle they were seeing. They had their guns drawn, and as you might guess, a young officer, trembling, unintentionally, fired his weapon. It went right through Jasper's heart. But the shears would not let him fall. The shears continued to fly and to swoop in arcs and circles, chopping tree limbs and power lines and flying haphazardly through the air, while old Jasper hung limp, dead beneath them, his lifeless body swaying with the mad shears' every move. Everyone receded back into their houses, with nothing left to do but maintain the safety of themselves and their families, and try against the odds to stay sane. The mad shears held the neighborhood in a grip of dull terror. When night turned into day, and the neighbors bravely ventured out onto the street, all was quiet. It was a dark, cold morning, November 1st. A light snow had dusted the street. Limbs and branches, large and small, littered the street. Fallen telephone lines lay in the snow. The mad shears and Jasper nowhere to be seen. The neighbors and the authorities cleaned up the neighborhood as best they could and wondered in disbelief whatever could have happened to Jasper. And as the sun began to set on the early evening of that first day of November, a small boy discovered the shears on the side of Jasper's house. Behind some deep shrubs, he discovered the shears, closed tightly, and both thick blades sunk deeply into Jasper's heart. And from that day since, through these many years,
People in the neighborhood have seen Jasper for fleeting moments, suspended over the lamppost, clinging lifelessly to the mad shears.
So it's getting pretty late. I guess no more trick-or-treaters. We haven't had trick-or-treaters for a while here. Yeah, getting pretty late. All the little kids are probably back at home counting up their candy. So, Charles Purcell, you worried about Death Jr.? He said before the show is over, you'd face your deepest fear.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to face your deepest fear and have to admit that it's also your deepest desire. Ooh, I wonder what it is.
Oh, that was just talk. He can't do that.
I don't know. This kid's pretty talented. He runs circles around me. I don't know where he gets it.
Well, you're his dad.
Well, that's what they tell me anyway.
Well, come on, here. It's a party. Let's, there's still plenty to eat. Come on, you guys. Refresh your drinks. Let's just try to relax.
There it is.
Well, that's got to be it. Oh, man. You want me to answer the door, Charles Purcell? No thanks, Uncle Chuck. I'll get it. It's the MyPillow guy.
What?
We already did this joke.
It's no joke, Charles Purcell.
It's the real one. It's the real MyPillow guy.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Junior, you're cold.
Wait, I don't get it. I don't get it. So, the MyPillow guy, this is my greatest fear?
Don't you see, Charles Purcell? It's not just the MyPillow guy, but what he represents. Shallow hucksterism, blind consumerism, right-wing Christian conservatism.
He's a Christian conservative?
Yeah, I read an article. He does wear that cross all the time, but I'm not scared of him. I'm not scared of the MyPillow guy.
But there's more.
He makes a damn good pillow. And he guarantees
His factories are in America. He hires a lot of workers. He's good for the economy.
His commercials are
clever.
just wonderful. Have you tried
Better
it?
Business Bureau. I like him. Well, I think he's great.
He makes a hell of a pill.
Do you recognize their voices, Charles Purcell?
They're your friends and family. They want you to join them.
But these are people I love. Why wouldn't I want to be drawn into their world? To be accepted into that world, to share it.
Why? Because that, Charles Purcell, is your greatest fear.
No, it's not. It's my greatest desire. Wait, it's...
And there it is. Your greatest fear is also your greatest desire. To become accepted. To become basic.
This episode of The Log is available right now wherever you find your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, iHeart, YouTube, and the podcast Source. Enter Charles Purcell Presents in the search window. Or best yet, go to charlespurcell.com. There you'll find this and all the other series in the podcast family. Follow, comment, and contact me on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks to our flagship terrestrial station, Riverwest Radio, riverwestradio.com. Theme music composed and performed by Peter Donalds. From the New Arts and Media Studios in Milwaukee, I'm Charles Purcell.